Hello, my friends. Come on in. This is Thursday. It's Live with Len, and it is Wealth Thursday. And I'm on my cell phone. I hope the sound quality is good because my internet, my landline, isn't functioning right now. We're having some issues. Hello, Betty. We're having issues connecting to the internet with the computer. So we're going to try this from the cell phone. And hopefully, hello, John. And hopefully it's all working. Uh, Betty, can you let me know? Hi, John, you're waving. Betty, can you let me know the sound quality is okay? You can hear what I'm saying? Um, the topic, oh, it's good. Okay, thanks, John. Great, great, great. Okay, so yeah, so let's just get started. I wanted to talk a little bit today about the nature of money, and as this evolves over the next few minutes, you'll understand why I picked this topic today. We do call this Wealth Thursday anyhow, so it has to do with business and money and wealth and et cetera, et cetera. Now, we've all heard the the statement, "Well, money doesn't grow on trees, you know." Yeah. Okay, Betty. Great. Thank you. Money doesn't grow on trees. Well, okay. Where does it grow? Where's money come from? What is it really? What really is money? Now, some people say money's energy. Okay, we're going to talk about that. But really, money was developed as a medium of exchange in the society. It makes it easier and more convenient to conduct commerce, really. I mean, imagine walking down to the hardware store to buy a tool and having to take a wheelbarrow full of nuts or fruit or a half of a cow or something down with you to pay for it. And you get to the store with your half a cow and you want to buy a wrench, but it only costs a quarter of a cow. So now they got to cut the half a cow in half and they keep part of it, but now it's getting rotten. I mean, the society wouldn't function very well without money. It's really simply a medium of exchange. So just imagine if you had to try to go shopping and you didn't have any money. And but money in and of itself has no value. And I can prove that to you. I can prove it. So we're gonna do a little experiment. I want you to go get $1 million. You say, well, if I had $1 million, I wouldn't have to think about money, would I? Any amount of money, $1 million, $1 billion, 1,000, 10. Stuff it in your mattress. Tell me what it's worth. It's not worth anything. I don't care how much money you have. If it's in your mattress, it isn't doing any good. It's not worth anything. You say, oh, well, it is doing some good. If I had $1 million in my mattress, I wouldn't worry about money. But what's changed? Your mindset has changed. All that's changed is how you're thinking about the money. Because the money, in and of itself, has no value. The only way money has value is if there's an exchange of money for a service or a product or something of value. And yeah, value is very subjective, John. It certainly is. But what's happened is if you were able to stuff a large amount of money into your mattress, you have a mindset shift that says, well, I feel comfortable now. If an unexpected bill arrives, I'll be able to deal with it. But the reality is the universe is very, very abundant. And the reality is that we can attract anything into our life that we want to attract. And we'll talk a little bit about how to make that happen. But the simple reality is stuffing some money in your mattress just might make you feel better. But money only has value if it's in circulation. Now let me do another experiment with you. Let me prove to you, and yes, I have some notes, by the way. So I'm trying to, you know, usually I'm reading from my computer. But let me prove to you that I can make $100 turn into $500. Don't believe me? Okay. So you mow my lawn and I give you $100. That might be a big lawn. Okay. Now you take that $100 and you go down to the grocery store and you buy groceries. The person who owns the grocery store takes the $100 and gives it to his landlord. Now it's 300. The landlord goes to the hardware store and buys some tools. Now it's 400. The hardware store orders some inventory. Now it's 500. Because you see, every time that single $100 bill gets exchanged for value, we think of it as $100 being spent. But it's the same $100. It's the same piece of money. It's a value exchange. And we have to think of money as a value exchange. So Rich people think of money differently than poor people do. Ogre, hello, Ogre. That's maybe one nice line. There you go. Rich people think of money differently than poor people do. Wealthy people believe I create my life. I create the exact amount of my success. Poor people believe happens to them. They believe they're a victim of circumstances. They believe it's beyond their control. So once again, it's really a mindset set change, a mindset shift. There are Poor people are eternal victims of circumstances. Oh, they don't pay me what I'm worth at work. Oh, it's the government. It's the taxes. Taxes are too high. Things cost too much. Blah 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 blah. It's always somebody else's fault. So here's the reality. If you want to feel wealthy, step one is you must take 100% responsibility for everything that happens. Hello, Cynthia. Everything. Yeah, rich dad, poor dad. You're right, John. You must take 100% responsibility for everything that happens in your life, financially and any other way. I mean, look, if you've got credit card debt, here's the reality. You were holding the credit card at the cash register every time it was used. You made the decision. You are in charge. You are in control. And until you get control and feel like you have control and believe you have control, you'll still be spinning your wheels. So what can we do to get ahead of this game? I mean, so many people struggle, and I'm going to tell you a personal story about me in a minute. I'm going to tell you the reason. One of the reasons I decided to talk a little bit about money today is back in 2008, my net worth on paper was approximately $1 million. Okay, and give or take a little bit. We could argue about how I valued the house and the flight school I owned and the airplanes and stuff, but my net worth certainly wasn't negative. Let's put it that way. Somebody asked me the other day how I felt, and the answer is not really very good. And I'll tell you why. But here's what you can do to get ahead of the game. There's a great book called The Trick to Money is Having Some. Well, yeah, imagine that. If it's in the mattress, I feel better about it. But in his book, Stuart Wilde points out abundance will never be a factor of how much money one has. Rather, it is always a factor of how one feels about the money that one has. You see, the aforementioned money in the mattress made us feel better. We felt better about the money. We didn't have any extra money. We just felt better about it because we didn't have it, because if it was in the mattress, we weren't doing anything with it. It wasn't flowing. It wasn't contributing. It wasn't bringing value into our lives. Some of us, myself included, have been known to say, I'll learn to manage money when I have some to manage. My mother used to say that all the time. That's where I learned it. She preached it when we were kids. I mean, she went through all of the litany of all the things we know about money. Money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think I'm made of? Money, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, 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 you're right, John. So, but, I learned over the years that that was the attitude that was keeping me broke. The idea that I learned to manage money when I had some was the attitude that was keeping me broke. That was the big, big thing that I learned. My mother told me I was a lousy money manager. So I spent most of my adult life proving her correct, mismanaging my money. I made a lot of money. I spent a lot plus. Yeah, I ran up credit card debt. I'm spending substantial money today to fix the front end of my van. Now, here's the difference. In the past, I would have echoed my mother's thoughts about that. Easy come, easy go. I can't get ahead because every time I get a little extra money, another bill shows up. Turn that around. Turn it around. Every time another bill shows up, thank God I have the money to pay it. So I can either think of the fact that I'm paying for the front end of my van today as something that's taking money from me, or I can turn it around and I can see that the universe has provided me the abundance to be able to repair the front of my van when I need it. And at the end of the day, I'm going to have a much better, solid, reliable van than I had yesterday. Woohoo! I'm ahead of the game. I am ahead of the game. And now if you believe that the universe will always provide for you, and it will if you let it. And here's the thing. It all starts with your mindset. The new attitude is thank you, God, for the money I have to pay the bill to fix my van. The new attitude is that every time a bill appears, the money arrives right on time to pay it. And you know what? With that attitude shift, you'll begin to see the money show up in your life when you need it. My good friend Lisa Kidder says, infinite intelligence is never too late. God knows the way to my good and is always right on time. And if you adopt that belief, then by law of attraction, it must become your reality. Also, you have to detach from your old attitude, and that is where some go wrong. Yeah, absolutely, John. Absolutely. You are absolutely spot on. You've got to detach the old attitude and throw it away. And you have to truly believe. Catherine Ponder's book, on money is really a great book. In fact, I was going to pull that up and quote from it today, but I didn't. So, so what holds you back? Fear, of course, holds you back. Infinite intelligence is never too late. God knows the way to my good and is always right on time. And if you adopt that, the law of detachment. Yeah, okay, John, got it. Yeah, good. Hey, I should bring you on here with me. Uh, Thank you, Betty. So, what holds you back? First off, the number one problem that holds people back is they don't know what they want for sure. They don't define exactly what they want. And they're wishy-washy and they're sort of throwing spaghetti at the wall of the universe and trying to see what's going to stick rather than being clear, concise, and focused on what you want. If your goal doesn't scare you, it's probably not worth it. Good point. Frequently, early childhood program. I'll shut up now. It's okay. Shut up. You're going to shut up, John? Good for you. Oh, shut up. Thought you were swearing at me, John. All right. Frequently childhood programming leaves negative money thoughts. Money doesn't grow on trees. What do you think I'm made of? All that stuff. You got to wash it all out. You got to get rid of it. Part of the reason, and many of us are a little older, and we had parents, grandparents that lived through the Great Depression, and they truly came through a very, very difficult time in their lives, and they taught us the ultimate fallacy of money. Grow up, get an education, get a job, and have a good job. And what they never taught us is that a good job simply meant you lived on the edge of poverty for the rest of your life, because we really never learned how to think properly about money, how to manage it, how to control it, and how to integrate it into a wealthy lifestyle. Look, I'm going to make a statement that some people may not agree with, but I'm going to tell you that even if you're living on the streets homeless in the United States of America, you are wealthy. You are wealthy. And there are people on the street that truly believe that they are wealthy. Yeah, yes, Betty. Yeah, me too. Yeah. And there are millionaires that believe they're broke. And I was one of them. I was one of them. I had a net worth of near $1 million and I was struggling to pay the bills all the time. Why? Because I mismanaged the money. I didn't really understand how to get control of it. It's often said that you should save, like save 10% of everything you make. Put 10% of it away. And what my mother used to say is, well, you got to save for a rainy day. Well, for my mother, every day was a rainy day because she spent everything that came in the house. And that's what I was taught to do. And that's what I did early on in my life. For much of my adult life, I spent everything I made and then some. We had credit cards. Hell, we could go get anything we want. Lived during the time of the Great Depression. Yeah, yeah. Yes, Cynthia. So so the idea is to change that attitude. The idea is to recognize that we are abundant beyond imagination. Look, you can walk to your kitchen sink and turn on water. Water comes out. You don't have to carry a bucket of water 5 miles each way every day just to feed your children water that's going to give them dysentery and kill them. You don't have bombs falling on the roof of your house. You've got a refrigerator. You've got food in the refrigerator. It doesn't matter. The money, if you have bills on the kitchen table, you have a cash flow management problem, and you can learn how to get control of that. To add one last thing, education is everything, especially with stuff that scares you. Get educated on the thing which scares you. It helps a whole lot. Yes. Save for a sunny day. There you go, Cynthia. Get Tony Robbins' book. Learn to manage your money. Manage money. I forget the name of it. The big thick 600-page book. Manage your money, etc. Hi, Tim. So, so what's holding you back. And mostly it's just fear. And we simply have to get on the other side of that fear and realize that we live in an abundant universe, that the universe will bring us everything that we ask for, provided we're clear about what we're asking for. And we believe that what we're asking for is on its way to us. And if we can harness those two things, the law of attraction works all the time, every time. The money comes when it's needed. No more rainy days than sunny. Okay, John. So, hey, that's all for today. I wanted to just chat a little bit about money because I realized the other day when somebody asked me the question, what did it feel like to have a net worth? I can say I was a millionaire, but I didn't feel like a millionaire. What I felt like all the time was the same way I feel today. I felt like, no, I feel better today than I felt then. I felt then that I was always trying to scramble to pay the next bill because I just let myself get bigger bills. That's all. I didn't control it. And the reality is, if you can't control a $1 bill coming through the door, you can't control $1 million coming through the door either. You learn to control the money by starting where you're at. Like everything else in life, you start at the beginning, wherever you are. So it's time to start putting a penny a day away for your retirement account, for your investment account. And it's not going into the mattress. It's going into an investment account to help you begin to feel better about your money as time goes on. And if all you can afford today is a penny, it's okay. It's the mindset that counts. It's training your brain to think about money differently. Hey, I hope you got value. That's all for today. And remember, if you're happy, the universe will bring you more happy. If you think you're abundant, the universe will bring you more abundance. If you think you're broke, it will bring you more broke. It's the way it works. That's the way it works. You have a wonderful day. Think abundance, think prosperity, and think um, be compassion. The world needs a whole lot more of that. Bye for now. And by the way, for those of you who are in my coaching program, which starts in 2 hours, I do have an internet issue going on. I think we'll be able to do it. I might have to do it from my cell phone, but we'll try to do it. If you start the coaching call and I'm not there, well, you'll know why. Okay? You have a wonderful day. Bye for now.